Okay, so welcome to week 2, and this is recorded, so you can see it if you're not here. I understand we're many people, so if you have any connection issues, make sure to check later, and there will be an upload of this session. Now, there was a bit of a mayhem with the groups because some of you didn't put preferences in the Excel sheets, and for some reason people were editing the sheet, and there were people disappearing and things like that. So I hope now everyone has a lab channel, and I have replied to every email. If you haven't received a reply, or if you're not in any lab group, there is a problem. So just message me, and we will have a look at it again. When it comes to labs, because I saw that coming up as multiple times as a question, we have tutorial today. That means when you have tutorial, you don't submit anything. However, you have to try the tutorial because you understand better when you're actually writing about something, and doing mini exercises. It's good, but at the same time, all the material that we upload on Moodle is relevant to exams. So you need to know the extra knowledge you get from the tutorials or from the labs, because it might be in your exams. So I want to avoid the whole thing. Oh, it's a tutorial, I don't need to do it. She's going to give us the answers, because when the time comes, just give me a second and then you can ask, okay? But when the time comes and then you have to write exams, you're going to have a hard time, believe me. I've seen it in many students. So I want to make sure you attempt. And we're going to talk a bit more about the tutorial as much as we can this time. Yes, now you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, Professor.
Hi.
I see in the Moodle from week 3, we have lab assessment group D, it was written. So what is that? Like, do we need?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to change the groups. So you're going to see a slight change in the group again, because the way I see the course is going, I want to make it more flexible and easier for everyone. So you might not have, and that was week 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, week 4. Yeah,
it's not week 3. Week 3 you had the lab 3, but I'm seriously thinking of doing tutorial 3 and then lab and then assessment. So I will think about it a bit, because it really depends on the questions I get from you and how I see you understand the material. Okay.
Yeah. And what kind of assessment do we face? Like,
I'm
what
getting
kind of?
there. I'm getting there. You're gonna get all the information you need. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So basically, the assessment is going to be a group assessment. Now, as we did merging with H and M, you have to have some differences in the assessment. So I said I will not release any information at the moment until I really decide every little tiny detail. So when I say you have a group assessment this week, it means that week you're going to get your assessment, you're going to get all the information you need, and you're going to be able to start your group project. Of course, having the assessment on the 3rd, 4th week, even 5th, it's way too early, because I can guarantee you the assessment is going to be like 1 week work, but in hours, it's not going to be that demanding. Okay. I just want to do it early and give you early the assessment, so it doesn't go with the other assessments you have on other courses. And then you come to me panicked and say, hey, you gave it late to me, now I have another 5 assessments. What do I do? Okay. And also at the same time, we couldn't give the assessment from now because you have no idea about the material yet. Like the only thing we've done so far is a bit of basic programming. And that's really, really basic, okay? And I know you might be wondering why, but some of the students have not done any computing, so they don't have the background. So I want us to cover some basic things. And then when you read the basic things, you will all be kind of the same level of understanding when it comes to the material. Now, I know that first week was quite light, and this week you were thrown lots of information and acronyms and all that. I think people don't realize that there is actually notes given. So if you go below the schedule, there is something, a little label says week 2 lecture materials. And there you will find the password for the recordings, which is always the same thing. It's Cyber Week 1, Cyber Week 2 with an exclamation in the end. So I keep getting emails, what's the password? So that's the password. It's always below the schedules with the materials. At the same time, you get the notes. So you don't have to write all the acronyms I'm saying in the videos. You don't have to trying to understand my weird accent, because I understand my accent, it's quite weird because I'm Greek, so I'm not from UK. So I have written everything for you, everything I say, and it's in the notes. So when you are actually doing videos, have the notes open, try to understand by reading too, because I can understand sometimes I might not be saying clearly some words, and that's normal, okay? Now, you have the passcodes every week. Always follow your Moodle schedule. Another issue we are having with this course is I see lots of students asking about the schedule, and they go to their student schedule, that it's totally different. Our course is online, and I made a huge timetable with lots of links, so it's easy for you to follow. So please do that, and do not go on your own and just get confused with the student one, because the student one doesn't get details from us how exactly we separate our modules. And that causes a lot of confusion. And I understand that, but they can do everything centralized, like the way you might imagine might be easier, okay? So first of all, I hope you all have access to Teams by now, because the other thing I noticed, I couldn't add people in the groups for mainly two reasons. Some of them had same names, which, okay, then I didn't know exactly which person I should have added. Some of them changed their names, or some of them were not in Teams. And I didn't know how that happened because they had access to the Excel sheet. So please make sure you follow that. The material, okay, there are two PDFs uploaded. One is lecture week 2 CSF. That's your slides, everything you see when I'm saying. And when you go to the CSF lecture week 2 notes, in every slide, when it's needed, you have extra slides, which are the notes. Okay, I just give two versions because some students are asking for just the slides, and some students like to have mixed slides with notes. That's what it is. Now, you have your notes, you have your passcodes. I'm not hiding them, I promise. I don't want to make your life harder. And you have ways to reach me. Of course, you've seen I've been really active in Teams. And sometimes there were so many requests from yesterday, which I didn't even have time to check my emails. So sometimes I would suggest go to Teams for a faster reply. However, I will have to say that I know you're all in different time zones, but I know you're stressing out, but I feel bad when I wake up and I see 5 emails from the same person. Remember that we need to sleep a bit. So when we end the session, we end the session. That means we will not be on Teams, we will not be on emails. We have to rest a bit. If it's something urgent, we're going to deal with it. If it's not urgent, you're going to have to wait a bit. Okay. Now you have appointments. You can book appointments if you have a specific issue with the course. That appointment system, it's on Moodle. I'm going to open a few hours the virtual desk in Teams too. So, but that's for you to come if you have issues. If you don't have issues, you don't have to book an appointment. Okay. Now, someone else mentioned to me that the videos had lots of shadows. I talked a bit, I mentioned that in the lab groups. I wasn't aware of that because when I checked, I didn't see it. So I will examine that tomorrow. And I apologize if it was annoying for you to watch the videos. I really didn't see that there was an issue there. I will think about what I will do. I might have to record the whole thing. Okay. But I will let you know. I need to check what it is. I didn't know that because I activated subtitles because some of you really want that. And I think the subtitles might be messing up with the videos, or if you deactivate the subtitles, it does that. Because honestly, when I had the video running with the subtitles, it seemed fine to me. The other thing that I mentioned is to download the videos, because if you don't download them, you rely on your network connection and it might not be good. So by downloading, you ensure the quality of the video is going to be okay. Now, I will do that. And there is a question. I can see my lab group, but where do we determine what group our lab group is a part of? Then the Excel sheet that I've been posting in everywhere. They went here. No. If you go to general, I have on Teams the Excel sheet there. Give me a second. I can pull it up really fast. Now, I know you've tried the tutorial today because it was a bit more advanced, because the previous one was more about discussion and trying to understand a few things. This one was more about trying to actually Google a lot of things, which I know some of you find exhausting, and I'm sorry about that. And then you had to download the Wireshark. Okay, here's the link of the Excel sheet. This is where you join a group. So if you're not in a group and you want to join a group, you just go and we need 5. I allow 6 people too. You join the group. Then you just let me know with private messaging me. The easiest way is for you to say to me, hey, I talked with my teammates. They're in lab B2, so I know where to put that. Because if you saying the names of your fellow students are okay too, but it's going to take me some time to figure out where everyone is. So the easiest way is to say to me, hey, I know they're in D01. Okay, I will add you. Now, we talked about that and the tutorial. I don't know, the tutorial you seemed all really quiet because it was a lot of copy pasting and things like that. And I saw to the groups I was in how to use Wireshark, because what we're trying to figure out is to extract basic information. We're not going to do the packet inspection. Now we're going to see Wireshark in lab with a lot more detail. So these labs are going to be more about you investigating, trying to figure out what is happening. So it's more about you going from the programming to I'm going to try different tools like penetration tester maybe, and trying to understand what is happening and if there's something wrong or not. Because sometimes you might be in a situation where nothing is wrong, but you might think something is wrong, and that can be also a really dangerous thing. Now, the course has a million of things to discuss, and as I said to many people, this course is based on some certifications and some discussions with industrial partners or just industry in general that they were saying about the expectations they have from a graduate and what they would like to see, for example, in their CV, if they want to go through the cybersecurity route. And this is what it's happening in general, how it's formed, and also by research, because I work with USA Navy, FAA, nuclear plants in UK. I work with different types of organizations on cyber. Now, there are some questions about socket programming using socket API Python. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing any type of programming. The idea is you get as a, let's say, a skill weapon, a huge list of different tools that you know how to use, you know what you are in any situation. And you get the experience that if you go to an interview and they give you different scenarios, you will know what to do and to defend from a cyber perspective. When you're talking about sockets, programming sockets, API Python, that's something we do. I think they still do in operating system undergraduate level 2. That has some networking, because I remember I was helping in that course before. We're not doing anything like that. I'm sorry to disappoint if you really want to program, okay? Now, I was asked about the labs, and that's a serious matter that I want to raise because I have 10 minutes left. You were asking if the labs were online or in person. I already said that. I said right now we are 480 something people in that course. And if you've seen the facilities of the labs, I think the lab of the masters is around 80 people capacity. And some undergraduates are 60, some 80, like they differ depending on the levels. I personally do not want to risk the health of anyone. And I think taking everyone into a lab right now, it's going to be crazy. At the same time, the instructions we are given are changing all the time. So I knew that we are going to do labs bi-weekly. Then there was an announcement going on that we're going back to how semester 1 was, which I think it was half capacity labs. So it's quite confusing. So what I suggest, and because our class is defined as online, what I would suggest is we do all the labs online, and if someone wants in person and someone has their own reason that they want to do their lab in person, I'm not going to judge that. You let me know, and then we will figure out an arrangement. But for the time being, because we are also waiting a list of students that are being in UK right now, and not because some of you are not in UK, and I don't even have that list to see actually who is here and who is not. If you need special arrangements for the labs, please let me know. If not, it's going to be online. That's the way I'm taking it, because we are having far too many people, and I know the whole COVID situation is being handled and everything seems to be going better. But what I don't want to do, I don't want to take people to lab and then have it on my consciousness that something went bad. Okay. Now, that's one of the things you need to do. Let me know if you have special requests for labs. One thing. Now, tutorials are not to be submitted as an exercise or anywhere. So I have seen lots of people panicking, where do I upload that? You don't have to upload anything. Tutorials are just for you to kind of search, talk with your friends, learn on your own, this type of thing. Now, there are going to be answers given, but I'm not going to give them this week because I really want to see people working on the tutorial. As I said, I don't want you to have the attitude, oh, she's going to give us the answers, I'm not going to even try it, because this is the way you're not going to really understand 100% what's happening in that course here. Now, the labs, when the time of the labs comes, you will have to upload a lab report, one per group, not every member, just one report per group. But I will give you instructions how it's going to be and when it's going to be and everything like that. Now, there was also a quiz today and it's still open until tomorrow. And you have only one attempt. So I made it pretty clear when you enter, this is it, you have 20 minutes. The quiz today was half the questions of what you would have normally, because we didn't cover a lot in week 1. So expect the next quiz to be bigger. And as I said, the average of all, it's going to count towards your percentage. Now, I realize we have 5 minutes and I've been talking nonstop. Any questions? Because I will start closing the session really fast. And I know I owe you tutorial 1, but it was more conversational and I'm gonna pay for it next week. When we do the session, I'm gonna stay longer. So I don't want you to worry about that. So any questions right now? So exams. You like to make difficult questions. That's something we haven't got instructions yet. So we know, we assume it's going to be online, but that might change. That's the answer I can give right now. Normally, you have to answer without looking your resources on your own, and you shouldn't copy paste, or you would be accused of plagiarism, which I know some countries don't have that. So we will explain the concept of plagiarism when the time comes. You're going to have an exam session for that. Yes, the quiz is always from lecture notes, slides, tutorials even. So when you do something week 2, you read about everything you did on week 2, you come prepared, and in week 3, you're being examined with the quiz for week 2. Yeah, it's what week 1, what it covers. I can't ask you to cover week 2 when you do the course today, because you might not have been able to finish everything. So I don't want to stress you extra and force you to read the course in one day. Okay, that's a huge lab assessments. Please follow the schedule. You will see it on Moodle. I don't have to repeat that. The tutorials, you're not being examined in that. The labs, you're going to get instruction for that. There was someone saying about firewalls and IPVS. You need to see the firewall as I give it a set of instructions about the traffic and it filters it. When we are talking about prevention systems or detection systems, we are talking about something actually in prevention system, it detects something and it alerts you. Okay, it detects unusual behavior. It is in the notes, the differences, everything I'm saying right now, it's mentioned there. Let me know if you don't understand it and you need a lot more information, and I can send you more info, okay? I can go up to see who was that made the question, but check the notes first and then drop in the message on your email. Now, as I said, it's closed book. You shouldn't be opening stuff, seeing, copy pasting. It's plagiarism. Okay. Now, any other questions? One last question, because I will have to close the session, unfortunately. Know that we will be away from Teams right now. So please don't send requests overnight and stress yourself because you don't receive answers. Because when I see people getting upset, they don't receive answers, I'm getting upset that I didn't help them. Okay, so don't make me have nightmares that someone has said something and I haven't replied. Okay, so no other questions. If you have more questions, post them on Moodle speaker on Moodle, or no, post them on Teams, because people see them and they can answer, and everyone can see the answer. And then also they might have the same question and be afraid of actually posting it there. So use Teams. Let us know if you need anything more. And any other issues, let me know. And thank you very much for joining, and I hope you enjoy your afternoon. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.